With a huge possible spoiler for an AEW event and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Revealing the identity of the new family member of Tony D'Angelo and Stacks on NXT, it was said in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Anna Kiefer, a former track star at the University of North Carolina, debuted this past week as a TV character on NXT. Her name wasn't used, but she was backstage with Tony D'Angelo and Stacks Lorenzo as a part of that group in 2022. Kiefer placed 12th at the National Indoor Collegiate Championships in the 200 meters and 8th in the long jump. At the NCAA Outdoors Finals that year, she placed 10th in the long jump at 20 feet 6.5 inches. She did the SummerSlam tryout camp in 2022 and was signed off that camp and had just started at house shows. Explaining her return to WWE, Mia Yim posted on X, "You don't even know me yet. Dreaming a life-changing decision is a bad decision. I was able to buy my mother a home, and that alone makes it a good decision." On TikTok, John Cena reviewed a clip from his early pro wrestling days as the Prototype, where he went into detail on his interesting choice of attire.
Okay, let's take a look at this clip from 2000. I am at the Roxy Theater and I am angry. One thing I immediately remember about those trunks I got made, I got them at a place that makes outfits for exotic dancers, and they were very thin and not quite durable, and boy am I happy that they lasted through this contest. You could see some spry wrestling maneuvers. Brett Wagner, our commentator, said, "What is he going to do now, wrestle?" That was maybe a foreshadowing of things to come, followed by the world's lowest sidewalk slam. What I'm doing here is setting the bar for improvement. My confidence is not outshined by my fatigue, but here we have a move where this is the Proto Bomb, which would later go on to have a future in the 5 Moves of Doom. But there you have it. There's a quick look over 2 decades ago to the Prototype and his golf tee haircut, exhausted getting to victory lane.
With previous reports of her being listed as an active competitor for Impact Wrestling and then her taking a break from the promotion, Mickie James addressed this when speaking to GAW TV. "I will say, I saw also on the internet that I was taken off of the Impact roster page, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know what I was really shocked about, and I appreciate the fans, thank you guys. You were all amazing to know that you care, and then it moved you to a point to where it kind of rumbled my timeline. I don't know about who else's timeline it rumbled, but I certainly saw a bunch of stuff about it. I was like, oh, I've had a wonderful working relationship with Impact this whole time and have been able to do some really great stuff to help me so much with Empower, but also I was able to the whole Rumble thing, going back for the Rumble as Knockouts World Champion, but I've never been under contract the whole time I've been there. I have a great relationship with Scott. I love Scott. They know that I'm always here for them. Right now, it took me a second to come to this, but I wanted to do great business no matter what, but right now, Nick just got a hell of an opportunity, and an opportunity that he's waited a very, very long time to get. Between juggling both of our schedules and me being on the road, I just found myself very stressed out. I also think he's having a really awesome opportunity, and I think that I could just sit back for a little because I don't really have anything else to prove in this world of wrestling. Are there things that I still want to do, or if it was the right thing or the right moment or whatever? Sure, I'm down. I'm always down to do good business wherever that is, but I also wanted to take a space and just kind of be home and let Nick go out and do his thing as the GM of SmackDown right now without any stress, without any worry, and knowing that I'm momming at home hard. I've still got signings, I still have appearances, I could still show up in a wrestling ring tomorrow if I wanted to and kick all the ass because that's what hardcore country does. Mentioning having a midlife crisis following his retirement from professional wrestling, Olympic gold medalist and WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle told the True Geordie podcast, "Oh, I had it. I had it, say, for about a year after I retired. I didn't go out the way I wanted to. I was not in the best of shape when I went out. I was slowing down. The reason why I retired is because I noticed that I wasn't half the wrestler I was, and I didn't want fans to remember me as this broken down, aging wrestler. So that's why I retired. I didn't get to go out the way I wanted to. So that was really difficult on me. So I did go through a little bit of a crisis for about a year, and I finally got through it, and it took me some time. I thought, you know what? You accomplished a lot. You should be proud of yourself." Going over reports of WWE having interest in signing Julia from Stardom, the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that the Julia stuff is far more serious as she has an offer, and obviously Stardom and Rossy Ogawa are aware of it, and she's close to Ogawa and did have a verbal agreement to work with him next year. The one thing is that if they sign her to a main roster deal, which starts at $250,000, that is more than she can make in Japan by a wide margin. If they offer her an NXT deal, that can easily be matched financially, but Sane and Sky did leave Stardom for NXT deals, and Sane left a main roster deal to come back and work an easy schedule and still made the call to go back to WWE. In a video, Asuka can be seen in public being swarmed by those hoping to get her autograph. After revealing their desire to have one last run in pro wrestling, Nikki and Brie Garcia, known as the Bella Twins in WWE, could be seen with AEW star Anna Jay, as she wrote on Instagram, "If you know me, then you know how much this means to me. Thank you guys for having me. Go watch Twin Love." Going over his physical condition these days, AEW star Kenny Omega said this to Bleacher Report, "I'm getting to the age where I'll feel great and then I'll spontaneously slip and fall on a banana peel, and then the next thing you know, I've got a broken hip. I'm starting to get brittle like that. You can feel great one day and then the next day it's like, wow, I don't know if I can do anything physical. When you get to around that time, you just go day by day and you try to commit as best you can to injury prevention and injury management." When it comes to a star that WWE is looking to bring into their promotion, Dave Meltzer noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that one person who buzzed us about the renewed interest in Okada said that one of the reasons Nakamura is getting a renewed push is to show Okada that this regime is not going to treat Japanese like the stereotypical children-like role. Following the shocking release of Dolph Ziggler from WWE, this was said regarding him making the move to AEW, as the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted. Within wrestling, Dolph Ziggler's name has come up, but his non-compete with WWE doesn't end until late December, so it would seem impossible for it to be him, debuting at Full Gear tomorrow, although many expect him in AEW. As Survivor Series in Chicago approaches for WWE, the company recently posted a video according to AJ Mania, where Randy Orton took on Wade Barrett. On commentary, CM Punk's voice can be heard, as there is an advertisement for the upcoming premium live event in the bottom left corner of the clip. Now, WWE has since pulled this video, but this could be a sign of things to come at the show next Saturday. Going over a potential spoiler in AEW when it comes to the announcement regarding their recent signing, Ringside News wrote that Tony Khan stated that AEW had successfully reached an agreement with renowned professional wrestler widely recognized and respected by the AEW fanbase. This new addition to the AEW roster is poised to join the company on a full-time basis. The official contract signing is slated to take place at the upcoming Full Gear event, and there's a lot of buzz around another one of Tony Khan's announcements. In a recent update from Andrew Zarian on the Mat Men podcast, he shared information he received suggesting that Will Ospreay might be the individual in question. If confirmed, this would represent a significant acquisition for AEW, especially considering Ospreay's reported interest from WWE, further adding to the intrigue surrounding this impending announcement. I was told Will Ospreay. That is a big deal. Huge deal because WWE was actively pursuing him. Will makes the fans happy. Wrestler of the Year. While Tony Khan refrained from disclosing any further details about the new signee, the wrestling world has been abuzz with speculation and theories. There have been a lot of theories going around about whom AEW is signing at Full Gear. Notable names like Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, and others have emerged as potential candidates, although it's worth noting that they are currently subject to 90-day non-compete clauses following their WWE releases. Additionally, Mercedes Moné has been a rumored contender for this surprise signing. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.